Hi, this is Uppal from Sarisa Dentistry in Beaconsfield. Welcome back to my next video from my bathroom today because I want to give you, as promised, a little video showing a demo on toothbrushing. I've done quite a few videos before this centered around plaque, the types of toothbrushes we recommend at the practice. I'm giving you a little bit of science behind the toothpaste, but within our practice, whether you're young or old, whether you have some of your teeth, all of your teeth, whether you have dentures, braces, implants, veneers, crowns, whatever the nature of dentistry in your mouth, central to all our patients is ensuring that they are doing the best they can at home as part of their daily home care routines. And the kingpin of that, of course, is daily toothbrushing. So I was going to use one of my sons as willing volunteers, but of course I failed miserably with my negotiating skills. So in the end, I've actually got them to video me brushing my own teeth. Slightly challenging, slightly dark, but I think it's worked out pretty well. I hope you find it useful. I hope you can pick up just a few snippets of information or technique from it. A few tips before we move on to that though, please. A couple first about holding your toothbrush. So you'll see in the video that toothbrush head points down or sideways, and that's because my thumb is on the power button of the toothbrush, rest of my fingers holding the toothbrush base very comfortably, and that points my toothbrush head down and sideways. And then if I rotate that base round in my hand so that my index finger is on the power button, my toothbrush head is now pointing up, and if I twist my wrist, I'm able to move that round. And that almost gives me the ability to negotiate that head in a northeast, southwest direction and make sure that I'm able to reach all the nooks and crannies of my mouth. One of the things we always say to patients that if you can, brush in front of a mirror, have good light, helps with visibility, particularly at the back of the mouth, which is quite a dark place, and ensures that you're reaching all those hard to reach areas and you're not missing any areas. I always advocate toothpaste, but for the purposes of this today, you'll see it in the video, I haven't used any toothpaste because I figured that that would just make one big mound of froth and you wouldn't see much. So for the purposes of this video, there is no toothpaste. But if you are new to an electric toothbrush or want to just refine your technique, we certainly say to patients, do your first toothbrush without toothpaste in the mouth. It's much easier to see where you're going, have a look at your technique and review that. And that would then mean that you go back and do a second toothbrush with toothpaste in tow. So you're doing a double brush, which is always a great thing, doesn't do you any harm, but the first one without, second one with. One final point you'll see through the video is I have followed the routine or I use in the mouth. So I always brush my bottom left back teeth, I move to my bottom front teeth, and I move around to my bottom right back teeth before going back round to top left back, top front, top right. So in the video you're going to see me brushing really left side of my mouth, front of mouth, and the right side would be cleaned in the same way as the left. Here goes. So I'm going to start bottom left back teeth. So I have my mouth half open, which means my cheek muscles are nice and relaxed, and that creates a space for my toothbrush head to sit comfortably right towards the back and make sure I can access the outer surfaces of all these teeth. My toothbrush head is at a 45-degree angle, which means I can reach both the side of the tooth and the gum margin. And I have a system in place, so I start on my very back tooth, working my way forwards, which means that I don't miss any of the outside surfaces of these teeth. So moving on to the biting surfaces of those back teeth, and I've opened a little bit wider. My toothbrush head is fitting snugly over them, and again systematically walking the toothbrush back, making sure that those bristles are able to get into all the pits and fissures of those teeth. I've just angled my toothbrush slightly differently to get into the back teeth more effectively. Brushing the inside surfaces of these back teeth, the trick is to relax the tongue down and breathe through your nose. This helps relax the floor of the mouth, creating the space for that toothbrush head to fit in here and actually be able to reach those teeth. And my toothbrush head is gently moving up and down so that I'm cleaning both the tooth surface and its corresponding gum margin. So it gets a little bit more challenging as we reach those very back teeth. So remember, tongue down, breathe through your nose, and it just allows the toothbrush head to tuck itself round the very back edge there. So I'm moving round to my bottom front teeth now. Gum margins of bottom front teeth are commonly missed because of the tight lower lip. So here's a little trick. Using the finger from your other hand, very gently just hold your lower lip down, and it creates enough space for your toothbrush head to reach the gum margins here. Horizontal or vertical to these teeth. Again, I've got a systematic approach, so I'm starting on the lower left, working round to the lower right front teeth. And my toothbrush head is effectively working along the entire surface of those front teeth and along the gum margin. You can see here how beautifully those bristles just tuck in between those teeth and around the gum margin, because as I've said before, there's a lot of plaque that sits in those areas. So moving around to the inside of these teeth, I've opened really wide. Toothbrush head is almost upside down, which allows the bristles to reach down towards the gum margin. This can be done as a two-stage approach where you first just give the gum margins a good clean, and then you can start walking that toothbrush head up along the surface of every tooth, making sure that we're getting in between them all. And as it does so, you can see it's climbing up towards the tip of those teeth and cleaning over what we call the incisal edges of these teeth as well. I'm not going to make you watch me brush my bottom right back teeth as well. So for purposes of this video, all my bottom teeth are done, and we're going to move over to the top teeth. So I'm starting with my top left back teeth. Again, a little tip, mouth half open so the cheek is nice and relaxed, which allows the toothbrush head to fit in here and reach the outer surfaces of those teeth. And applying the same principles, I've got a system in place. I'm starting on my very back teeth, working my way forward. My toothbrush is at a 45-degree angle, and I'm making sure I'm covering both the outer surfaces of the teeth and their corresponding gum margins. You can see here the beauty of an electric toothbrush, because as that head is rotating, you can see the bristles just tucking in below the gum margin of my teeth, making sure that it's removing any plaque that will stagnate in these crevices along the gums. So moving on to the biting surfaces of these teeth, and my toothbrush head is now pointing up, again fitting snugly into each of these teeth so that those bristles can work effectively and remove the plaque that stagnates within the pits and fissures of these teeth, okay? Again, a system in place, starting at the front, working backwards so I don't miss any teeth. Not forgetting the all-important inside surfaces of these teeth. I've opened a little bit wider. I'm breathing through my nose and allowing the toothbrush head again just to start at the very back, around that back edge of the back tooth before I start walking it forwards. Again, ensuring I'm covering the surfaces of every tooth and its corresponding gum margin. So let's move on to the top front teeth now. So you want your mouth closed now. Give yourself a big grin, which for me lifts my lips out of the way so I can actually see my gum margins. But alternatively, it will just help keep the lip nice and loose. So as your toothbrush walks along these spaces, it's just moving or almost tenting up the lip so you can get to each of the gum margins. And then hold your toothbrush upright. As I keep mentioning, I have a system. So I start on my top left eye tooth and I work my way around the surfaces of each of those teeth, moving towards the front, turning the corner, and then finishing up on my top right canine tooth. I give the edges of these teeth a quick brush with my head pointing upwards. I've moved around now to the insides of these teeth, and again, systematic approach, making sure that I'm starting at the gum margin of each tooth and almost walking the toothbrush head down the surface of every tooth before I go back up to the gum margin and walk my way back down, ensuring I'm covering every tooth. I have quite a few grooves on the back edge of these teeth, so you can see that I just give my toothbrush a bit of a wiggle as I walk it along to ensure that I'm getting into all those grooves. So I'd move around to my top right back teeth, and once they're done, that would be my toothbrushing complete.